Hello everyone. Did you think that we were not going to do that kind of odd looking cranberry dessert that we kind of glossed over in this cookbook? No, we had to do that one. That just sounded a little too, I don't know, questionable to not try. But I thought we'd also look at another book that, well, this is going to be kind of a sneak peek because we're not going to be cooking out of this one today. We're just going to look at some of the hints and tips in it, and then we will be taking a closer look at some of the recipes later this month. Now, we absolutely loved these books when they came out in 92, 1995, and 1996. But she put all of them together in this really awesome compendium in 98. And of course, we went ahead and got that one too. These are kind of the first blogs, I guess you could say, back when you had to print those blogs and actually mail them to people, because we really didn't have the internet capabilities that we do now. And so basically she would write this newsletter. People would submit their tightwad tips to her and she would print them up, discuss them, actually break down the math on whether it's saving you money or not, and then mail it back out. And it became so popular that she put them in a book. Now, you will not find Amy Decision anymore. She does not publish. She does not have a website. She doesn't have a blog. She retired in 96 with financial independence, and she still lives in retirement on a farm in Maine with her husband, where she raised 6 children on almost next to nothing. And I wanted to show you a few of the things in here to kind of see why she was able to live so well, but yet so frugally. So we'll go ahead and get this started. We need to put this in the freezer for several hours, which will give us plenty of time to look at some of the more odd and some of the more helpful tips that you can find in this book. And here's the recipe we're going to use. Now remember, we've already done this right here and we left out the dessert, but let's go ahead and add it in now because this seems really interesting to me. Now, all you need is 2 very easy to get ingredients and relatively cheap. This is a store brand, so this was $1.59 for me. I also got this for $1.48, so my grand total was $3.07. Now, I did pay 10% taxes on that, but not every state does that, so I did not include that. So if this works, we're going to have a $3 dessert, and I cannot wait to see if this is actually going to taste good. This is also really easy to make. This is kind of one of the non-fussiest desserts I've ever seen, because all we do is add our 1 cup of club soda to this, mix it, and freeze it for about 30 minutes. This whisk worked perfect for this. It's nice and smooth and incorporated. So now all we have to do is pour it into another pan and place that in the refrigerator to let it chill. Now, the recipe mentions that after your 30 minutes of chilling in the freezer, you want to put it into a chilled bowl so you can beat it. I'm going to go ahead and put this bowl in my refrigerator while that other thing is in the freezer, and that way I'll have a nice cold bowl to pour it into. And we're back. I've got my chilled bowl out of the refrigerator. It's been about 30 minutes, so this should be nice and chilled. I'm going to pour this into our bowl. And now all we have to do is beat this until it's nice and light and pink. So I'm going to go ahead and start that, and then we'll come back when it's done. Okay, I've got it beat. It's nice and smooth. It's not pink, so not really sure what they actually meant by that, but it is completely incorporated now. So we're just going to keep trudging along. I'm going to put this back in my pan. We're going to put this back in the refrigerator, and then we will see what happens at the end of 6 hours. This should be a really nice frozen sorbet type is what I'm thinking. But we could be surprised, and this could be a disaster, but we'll find out in 6 hours. Now, when I was reading through these books as a preteen and a teen, I had just no idea how much of an impact that they would make on me as an adult. I use so much of her hints and tips even now, from going to yard sales and thrift stores to weighing the pros and cons of certain pieces of things that I need to buy new, to see if it's actually something I need or if it's just something I want. Now, I thought I'd show you a couple things that I have used through the years. We have here easy zipper repair. She actually does break down how much a new zipper would cost. Bear in mind, these are in $1990, so the cost is going to be way different as it is now. However, I have sported many a paper clip on a broken zipper pull just so I can keep wearing that coat and not have to go out buy a new one or do some kind of crazy zipper repair on it. Now, I thought this was a fun page. When I say that tightwads, as they used to call themselves, use everything, I really mean it. Look here, you can see where someone submitted that they use old credit cards to cut out guitar picks, which, if you think about it, it kind of is the perfect kind of plastic to use for that. Now, here's another favorite that I found. What to do with a plastic grocery bag? Well, use it for a salad spinner. Put a dish towel in the bottom of the bag, shake loose the water from the greens, and place in the bag. Whirl the bag 10 revolutions, and you should have some really dry lettuce. Now, did I try this? Yes, last week I actually did have a recipe that needed lettuce greens, and I did go and do this whole thing. And did it work? Yes, it did. And crazy thing, it worked much better than my actual kind of semi-expensive salad spinner. So maybe the salad spinner wasn't that great of an investment. I could have just used a plastic bag and a towel. Here's another favorite tip that I have used for 27 years now. This is still a business that is going strong. You can get their catalog, but I now just go online, order my books, pay through PayPal, and I get them sent right to my house. This has been such a fantastic resource to know about, and I've gotten so many great books from them over the years. In fact, I just made an order from them a few months ago in which I ordered these books for only about $4 to $5 each. They're in great condition. I've never had a problem with receiving anything that was damaged. And you've even seen me do a couple of video hauls on a bunch of the cookbooks that I have ordered from them. And every time I've been extremely happy with their customer service. It's always been fast and very cheap shipping. So that is one tip from Amy Decision that I have been using for years that I am so glad she told me about. Now, that's just, like I said, a sneak peek into what we'll be looking into a couple weeks from now, because I really want to end January with her book, because her recipes and her tips are just so fantastic that I just love looking through this book. We are ready to pull the ice cream, or I don't know, whatever this is going to be, out of the freezer to taste test. But I wanted to show you something first. In the interest of being more frugal and thrifty this year for the Tightwad Gazette, I decided to go ahead and use the bones from a rotisserie chicken we had been eating on and we're done with to make a beautiful broth out of it. I've got carrots and onion and celery, but also some herbs and peppercorns and salt. And this will be ready to add the chicken that I pulled off the bones and chopped up. And also we'll be putting these in there to get nice and soft. And then I'll also put rice in there, and it will be a wonderful homemade soup. So now let's go ahead and see if our dessert is actually gonna taste good. Okay, we just pulled it out, and I'm already laughing a little bit just because it's really hard. You are supposed to let this sit out for about 30 minutes before you serve it, but when have me and Mitch ever waited for something to cool off or warm up or anything before we ate it?
Yeah.
So we're just going to go ahead and just, take out some of it just so we can do at least a quick taste test of it. Ooh, it doesn't look bad.
No.
All right, we're going to scoop our bowls, and then we're going to give this a try and let you know what we think about it. All right, with 2 different kinds of corn syrup, this should be pretty good. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I really doubted this recipe. I really did.
I didn't think, I'm not a big fan of cranberry.
Mm-hmm.
But like, this almost tastes more like cherry. Doesn't it?
It does.
Like,
and it's got like a really nice like little bite to it at the end. So it's got like that, you taste that sweet, and that's really good. And then you taste that little bit of cranberry acid tart. Mm-hmm. And that kind of pulls you in for that next bite.
Yeah.
Because it's strangely addictive.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah. It's almost kind of like, instead of like, like an ice cream or something that makes you feel heavy afterwards. This is kind of like a light palate cleanser almost.
Mm-hmm. Just like a, kind of like an icy, So, okay, I am really surprised at this.
Yeah.
I'm glad we made it because, it seemed a little bit odd. It seemed almost too simple, if you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't going to be that good. But it's refreshing. It's addictive. I actually think this, for $3, this is a really, really good dessert. And one that, like, has several servings.
Yeah.
So me and you are going to be able to eat on this for a few days, actually. So, wow. Okay. Kudos to Betty Crocker for that recipe, at least. I doubted her. But I probably shouldn't have, because this was an actual money-saving recipe that tastes really good. So I'm really glad we tried that one. This is something that I would definitely make again. Mm-hmm. You've got a big money saver right there that tastes good.
And it's not a lot of work.
No, it's not a lot of work at all. So, wow, okay. That's really good to know. So we have a new cheap dessert that we can make, especially in the summer. I think this is going to come in really handy. So, thanks for watching this episode. We're going to have another Tightwad Tuesday next week, where we're going to review another tightwad, probably another tightwad dessert. And then I'll show you a few other things in the Tightwad Gazette. So, you can see some of the tips in that one and see if they actually work or not, like that salad spinner idea that actually did work. So, thanks for watching this one. We'll see you then. Bye.
And if you like historical cooking and unusual cookbooks, here's 2 more videos you might enjoy. And make sure to like and subscribe for more foodie adventures.